And welcome back, everybody, to White Claw Wednesdays, episode 110. Swinging our feet here, we've got a nice... Ooh, you cracked them already.
Yeah, I'm just diving right into this.
Okay. We got to cheers up.
Yeah, we got a lot of...
Cheers up, brother.
Cheers. I like this angle.
Dude, me too. I'm really liking it. You can see that I can't touch the ground. These are high stools. I didn't say.
Wait, I can't touch the ground either. Wait, actually, I can. I can touch it with my toes.
That's how you know they're...
Toes. Does toes count?
No, you can't.
Toes count?
No, you can't. You can't touch it.
But do toes count? Because I can.
Oh, me too.
You can get toes?
Just kidding. Toes count.
Toes count. Okay, good. Because I'm standing straight up and my toes are...
Wow, I got to say...
It's feeling pretty good right now. It's refreshing.
Yeah. Iced tea raspberry. These aren't that cold either. Pretty good.
Yeah, actually, could have fooled me. They're pretty cold to me.
So, man,
Rams stink.
let's see. What happened this week?
Rams stink. No, congrats to the Rams for winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
What a game.
What a game.
What a game. Seriously. What a drive. That last.
What a drive. What a nap. Right? What a nap.
What a nap. True.
Ryan and Amanda snuck off during the game and took a nap.
It was a power nap. It must have been 10 minutes.
That was one of my favorite parts. That ended up being one of my highlights of the day because the team
when
I
was
rooting
gone.
for. No, not when you were gone,
winning.
but just seeing you guys, like, Brady calling us, me and Scott over there to take a look at you guys, and that was just very funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good night. We had some people over, and we had a few drinks.
Yeah.
And then
that put you in the nap mode.
Yeah, and that was very much nap mode. We also tried this hot sauce.
Oh my God, that hot the Da Bomb hot sauce.
Da Bomb. So if anyone has heard of the Hot Ones YouTube series, by I think it's called
First We Feast.
First We Feast. There you go. Yeah, they do it, and it's the third to last hot sauce level.
Yeah.
In terms of spiciness. So
and I think I might be a little wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure when the show first started out, like the first season of the Hot Ones YouTube show, Da Bomb was the very last hot sauce.
See, I don't even know that.
So it was and of course, as you go on, you got to upgrade. You take things to another level.
Of course,
Da Bomb ends
Da
up
Bomb's just not enough.
Da Bomb exactly ends up being the third hottest when it is unbelievably hot.
What's insane?
So weird. It was a new experience for me. I'd never dabbled in the. I mean, I've only witnessed the internet spice because there's like spicy foods and then there's like internet spicy foods. Internet spicy foods are like ghost peppers. And these hot sauces with like medical warnings to be careful and stuff like that. I'd never dabbled in that. This Da Bomb was my first go into that, and it is really as intense as I thought it was.
It's not fun at all. I was really surprised actually at how hot it was because I literally felt my tongue go numb.
Yeah.
Like I could not taste or feel it at one point. So
I was having the weirdest thing where I was just grabbing ice cubes from the ice bin and I was just popping them in, and every time I had one in, it was good.
It was okay.
It was good.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, something about it, I feel like it hits everybody in a different way. Like just because it hits on a different spot of your mouth, or like you chew it a different way, swallow it a different way, whatever it be.
Yeah.
Because what have it happened to me was my lips were on fire. And
you got the lips in there.
Yeah,
I made sure not to touch my lips.
Yeah. See, I got a little bit on the lips.
Yeah.
And then also just the inside of my mouth. Like just all the inside of my mouth was just on fire.
That makes sense,
too.
Yeah.
And that zone, that's it. I had no throat thing going on.
Oh yeah, Scott was saying something about his ears.
Yeah, and Scott had an ear thing going on.
No, I didn't have that.
So there's just a lot of different reactions. And then of course I feel like everybody had the tears going because I had the tears going.
Oh yeah. I was crying like a baby.
Tears come in hard. And it's a weird thing because it's like you just got to write it out.
You can't fight it.
Yeah.
It's like you can try and you know what I found is there was like it felt like 20 minutes, but I think it was only like 5. The first like 2 minutes, you're trying to fight it and you're trying to put ice cubes in your mouth and you're trying to like breathe and stuff.
Yeah.
But every time you take that ice cube out, it just makes it 10 times worse.
That's exactly, and that's what was so weird is the night and day shift of when I had the ice cube in. It was like, okay, I can deal with this. But as soon as the ice cube was done, melted away, and I had no ice cube, it
Instant.
was
instant.
back right away.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what was interesting is it got to a point where like I just decided to write it out because
me too.
I
was
through,
like, okay, let's just do this.
Yeah, I went through like 6 ice cubes, and then every time the ice cube would melt away, the feeling was still the same, and I was like, okay, that's not adding up, you know.
Yep, that's the exact feeling I had.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone wants to try that, go for it, or hit me up because those idiots left it here. So
they left it here.
Yeah.
That's
do you want a little dab right now?
No, I'm good, dude.
A live da bomb dab.
Da bomb dab. You know, there is a category on TikTok of TikTok videos.
Okay.
Of people doing the spice challenges. You know.
Wait, explain something to me first.
What?
How do categories work? Like, how is there? Like, do you search a category or you're just saying?
I'm just categorizing it.
Because, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because
I thought you meant there's specifically like something called category, kind of like explore.
Oh,
or something
like there's
like
a
that.
section of but see, here's the thing. I'm coming from TikTok from a third party view because I do the YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
Which is just TikTokers uploading their videos to YouTube.
Yeah.
So I consume it that way, and just because at this point it's like why have another app on my phone when another app has integrated it, and it is addicting. I can't lie.
Two other apps, three other apps.
Every
Snapchat
app,
and
every app
Facebook has it.
Yeah, every app has integrated it. So like, which is pretty genius. Integrate the feature that is part of the biggest social media app.
You know what's crazy? Okay, carry on. Go ahead.
Well, there's just dudes who just eat wasabi and eat ghost peppers and pour sriracha down their mouth. Like, and that's what's interesting is like, it's a category when you come across multiple people doing it, and the classic thing is they bite off like the top of a pepper, like a really big pepper.
And just squeeze it or what?
No, they don't squeeze it, but they bite off. You know how peppers are hollow?
Yeah.
Like except like the stem and the seeds.
Yeah.
So what they do, they open the hole. They basically use the pepper as a container, and they just start stuffing spicy things in. So like the classic one you see is they take bite off the top of the pepper.
Toxic.
And it's like I'm talking like they use like a habanero pepper. They don't use just some random green pepper. They use a habanero pepper. Bite off the habanero pepper. As they're chewing the top of the habanero pepper, they stuff Takis in there, and then they like take a whole little bottle of wasabi. They squeeze the whole thing of wasabi on there. Then they take like Valentina hot sauce, pour that over. Take sriracha, pour that over. Take the Thai. It's like a red Mexican spice powder with a little lime on it. Comes in like a little plastic bottle.
Limon.
Yeah, and it starts with a T, but it's like this spicy powder, and they pour that on it, and then they do sometimes another random hot sauce, but basically that's like the combination, and then they just stuff
like
that.
A cauldron.
Yeah,
it's
and then
pepper cauldron.
And then they just down that entire pepper into their mouth, and then they chew it all, and they just like look at the camera and like you just
that
like
is
watch.
Ridiculous.
It's so funny, like how TikTok has a whole section of just like how watching people eat. I mean, I'm fascinated too by it. Like it's a weird thing. Like it's weird to it's almost as if it's like kind of satisfies a craving of yours, because like I'm not gonna go out and I'm not gonna do that.
Well, we did
in a way, but I mean not to that extreme.
Right, right.
But it's so fascinating to watch someone else do it.
And that's why I think this feed the feast. What did you call it?
First we feast.
Yeah. I think that the Hot One show on there is so unique because it's such a great platform or medium to discuss things. It's like you've got this it factor on it where like literally people are dying from
it gets them
the spice,
gets
and
them talking.
You have to talk.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. The funniest one that I've seen is with you're gonna hate me because I've done this before, but the freaking what was the famous chef? Hell's Kitchen. Gordon Ramsay. Thank you.
You couldn't get Gordon Ramsay.
This is the second time I've done that, dude.
Damn. That's like the chef.
I know.
It's like if there's like a celebrity that's the chef.
Anyways, he has the biggest foul mouth ever. I mean, there was not a sentence he said that didn't have a cuss word in it.
Yeah.
And he has no filter. I mean,
yeah.
I won't even go into detail.
I remember there was an episode recently where I was mentioning how I've never watched reality TV on my own for my own individual entertainment. That was a lie. I went through a phase in San Francisco when I was, in that hot dog movie you just watched, when I was living in that apartment.
Which is you guys talk about the movie later. Go ahead.
I found a YouTube channel that had full Kitchen Nightmare episode uploads. So it had like, Kitchen Night, and I'm talking like early seasons, like the beginning of the show, which is with any television show that's good, the beginning is almost always the best. The first chunk of like, it just is that way,
yeah,
you know,
I agree.
because
then it gets kind of redundant.
Yeah. So it's like there was this YouTube channel that had all these like early 2000 Kitchen Nightmare episodes uploaded, 44-minute videos, because they edited out the 60 minutes of commercial that would air and make it an hour run on Fox. And I would go through these and watch them, and they're so entertaining.
Remind me, Kitchen Nightmare is just where Gordon Ramsay would go into these restaurants that were
failing,
just terrible.
They're like the person is in debt. They're about to get foreclosed on.
Or their food's awful.
The food's awful. Yeah. The online reviews are terrible. And then he goes in there and he basically dines. He eats and he diagnoses the problems.
Just straight criticizes.
But that's the best part of every episode is the beginning when he goes in and he tries like 5 or so dishes off the menu. Yeah. And they're all terrible.
Yeah.
And he goes in the back of the kitchen and he starts just grilling everybody like, what the hell's going on back here? And he finds the nastiest stuff.
Yeah.
And anybody who's worked in a restaurant, just it adds a little bit of fun to it, but you don't even need that to enjoy the show because anybody's eaten in a restaurant. Almost everybody has. And even if you haven't eaten in a restaurant, it's still hilarious to see the amount of gunk and just disgust that these people keep in there. Like the kitchens are so like grease that hasn't been changed in 5-10 years. There's
oh my god,
there's like rats in back corner and a whole family. You have like a Caesar dressing that is 10 years old that is still just sitting right in the front of the, like, it's just all these, and it's funny to see. It's funny but sad. I mean, some people like you really have like the laugh, how some say laughing and crying, like kind of the same emotion, just the two opposite ends of it.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So like you're either gonna watch the show and be like, or you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's so sad. These people have ruined their lives and destroyed, like their family business that was passed down to them and all that stuff. So it's like you have, and that's why reality TV isn't for everybody. But I did lie when I said I've never watched it for my own entertainment, because I am, and it was funny. I think I was like driving back after recording that episode with you, and I thought of that. Shit, I lied,
dude. Man, one day we got to make a highlight reel of all the dumb things we've said that just aren't true.
Yeah, that have come back and been like, wait, nope.
Wait,
like me saying, like me saying the Super Bowl is gonna be the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. Yikes!
I said it too, though. I said it too. Yeah. And to be fair, I mean, it was pretty close to being them. Pretty dang close.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The Patriots.
The Patriots lost in the first round of the playoffs.
The first round.
Yeah, they got the doors blown off by the Buffalo Bills.
That's right. You want to talk about Super Bowl, I guess?
Yeah, I do, because I mean, here's the thing. 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
Minute and 45 left. Mm-hmm. Stafford, they're down 20-16.
Yeah.
Stafford's trying to get the ball to Kupp to get a touchdown to go up 23-20, which is what the score ended up being.
Cooper
Third and 8.
Yeah.
Linebacker number 55, Wilson, on the Bengals, is covering Kupp on this 3rd and 8 that the Rams pretty much need to convert to avoid going for it on 4th down, which is what they're going to do, because kicking a field goal still keeps them down by 1. Mm-hmm. So they're going for it on the 4th down. Mm-hmm. And they have this 3rd and 8. Kupp's covered by a linebacker, 55, Wilson. They call pass interference on the linebacker, 55, for grabbing onto Kupp's jersey as he was, mid route. And here's the big here's the big debate of the game, is the fact that some people, obviously
this
everybody
was huge,
this was huge.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Because Wilson not only had a hand on his jersey, whether or not you want to say he had a grasp on it or just had it as like a defensive, like when a basketball player, has the hand on the back of a guy backing him down in the post, Like, what was it, just a hand on, or was it a grab on? That's like the debate. But to me, it looked like it wasn't. There was no grabbing going on.
Grab.
But they called the grab, and that's pass interference. And the great thing about it was that Wilson actually, he's got one hand on the jersey, but his other hand comes around and smacks the ball down. Mm-hmm. And when you watch it in slow motion, it looks like Cooper Kupp would have caught the ball had that hand not been there to slap it away. Which is why in fast motion live, I see the play and I'm like, oh my god, they just got the 4th down. Like, there it is.
Yeah.
And then you see the flag come in, and I'm just like, oh, and it's just it's it breaks your heart because it's a thing where it's like, I look at it as almost a makeup call in the minds of the ref. I don't know if they're actually thinking that when they throw the flag, but earlier in the game, I'm pretty sure it was still the first half.
Yeah.
There was the play where Jalen Ramsay got his face mask yanked by the receiver Higgins on the Bengals.
Yeah.
And they didn't call that, and it made the Bengals receiver wide open. He caught it, scores a touchdown. And it's funny to me because they're sort of the two massive plays of the game. And the Rams kind of win because their massive play, their massive call from the refs is at the end where it matters the most.
Yeah.
And whether you want to say because I always think, like, I get this from my mom. She calls them makeup calls. Where like a ref does something and you're like, really, are you kidding me? But then you think back to when the other team benefited from a "are you kidding me" ref moment.
Yeah.
So and that's why I wasn't even like, I can't even be mad at that ending, because in the moment of Higgins pulling Ramsey's face mask and scoring a touchdown in the first half of the game, I'm like, oh, the refs missed some. I remember like having that attitude, like shrugging at Sam and like laughing at his face. Like, sometimes the refs blow it. And then you fast forward to the end of the game and the refs freaking call it, and then they, blow it for the team I'm rooting for. So I'm like, it just comes around and it goes. And, it's just the way it is.
What comes around goes around.
Yeah,
right?
what comes around goes around.
Phrase?
That's the phrase. I Michael Scotted the phrase.
You Michael Scotted the phrase?
Yeah, it's like
what
when he
comes around.
He screws up phrases all the time.
Oh, I don't
He's like early worm gets the worm. How
early worm
like,
gets
how the turntables.
Oh, how the turntables tied.
No, he doesn't. He just says how the turntables. That's all. And then he just stops there.
That's
and then
hilarious.
he also does the one where he's like, yeah, well, you know what they say, keep your friends close. And he just cuts it off. He just leaves it there.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, it was a good game, dude. That last drive by Stafford and Cup was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah,
pretty impressive.
And I saw a video today that made me like really,
The no-look pass video. Is that what you're talking
about?
about?
No, I'm talking about a video I saw of Stafford, because Matt Stafford was in pretty much the dungeon of the NFL playing on the Detroit Lions for the first 10 plus years of his career.
What a storyline, right?
And yeah, and I think he was 0-3 in the playoffs with the Lions. And he put up great numbers. They never did good. He had one of the best receivers ever on his team, Calvin Johnson, for Calvin Johnson's whole career. And Matt Stafford always had this like kind of reputation of being the best quarterback that nobody except like football fans know about. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I knew about him for his Detroit career is because Detroit was never on TV except for Thanksgiving. And I never really watched their game. But I just, didn't know much about Detroit. But I just remember seeing as a kid, you remember Romano's, pizza restaurant in Riverside. You go to any great bar that has a sports theme, and they're going to have the NFL Sunday ticket. And that's what this pizza place had. And I just remember always seeing the Lions game there, like just moments of Stafford's greatness, and being like, man, the Lions, like I only ever see the Lions at Romano's when we go to Romano's. But every time I do, Stafford's just doing something crazy.
Wow.
But then I check the standings every week, and it's like the Lions stink.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, I was like, okay, I feel like this is my motivation for being okay with the Rams winning, even though the other LA team gets the Super Bowl before the Chargers. But I'm just like, Stafford really deserves a Super Bowl. And I saw this play this morning on Instagram, a highlight of him on the Lions, where seconds left in the fourth quarter against the Browns, he's dodging defensive lineman coming trying to sack him, and he sees a man way downfield, and he just stands in it after running all around in the backfield, and he just slings it with his right hand. And as he's throwing it with his right hand, he gets just nailed in the left shoulder, and then he gets wrecked so hard that he literally stays on the ground, like wincing and basically almost crying. And his teammate,
that's probably like every tackle I'd be.
His teammate tries to come over to him and is like, dude, they just completed the pass. Like we're in the end, not end zone, but we're in the red zone. Like we can score and win.
Yeah.
And Stafford like can't even like celebrate with his teammate in the moment. He's just wincing on the ground. And then his coaches like use their injury timeout, drag him to the sidelines, and he's like telling the coaches after getting helped off the field, he's like, Do I need to throw the ball? I can throw the ball.
Yeah.
And then the coaches let him go back in the game, and he throws the winning touchdown pass, and then this teammate comes over to celebrate with him, and Stafford like turns, like puts the opposite way to put his good shoulder in the teammate, and his teammate like runs into him. He's like, "Oh, don't celebrate!" But he's like, he's like half, "Don't hit me," but half, "Oh my God, I just won the game." And that was just like, man, that was just the toughest. Like it was just a cool
Grit.
Exactly.
Grit.
Seeing him like look like he's in the most pain of his life on the field, and then a minute later he throws a winning touchdown pass.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think he deserves it, honestly. I mean, and it's like the storyline of being stuck in Detroit.
Yeah.
Bad team. No one's ever going to believe it unless you do something that he did.
Exactly.
And
now he proved that that's exactly what it was.
And it's the truth.
Yeah.
Like you can't deny it anymore. And what's crazy is the Rams didn't have like an incredible season per se.
No, I mean they lost their last regular season game to the Niners, and they had a 17-point lead at halftime, and the Niners had to win the game to get into the playoffs. And their rivals, the two teams, the Rams lost that game, let the Niners into the playoffs, and ended up beating the Niners in the NFC Championship to make it to the Super Bowl. So it's like it's all about getting hot at the right time.
Right.
With any sport, and
it's a great thing about football. I have to admit is, there are the dynasties, but really any team can win the league.
Oh yeah.
Which, if I'm gonna relate it to like the Premier League, there was one season where a team that isn't sort of a part of like the top 6 or 7, that actually won that I can remember in my lifetime. One season, Other than that, it's going to be these one of 7, and typically you can narrow it down each season to even less than that. So that's really cool. And I love how, different seasons, teams can get really good out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Just like the Bengals this year.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it's really cool to watch and stuff. I really enjoyed this year's Super Bowl, honestly.
Yeah, it was a really good one. And
it's a fun time.
Yeah, I apparently NBC displayed the name of Jhené Aiko on the singer of the national anthem. So that was the one blooper I saw.
Who actually sang it?
See, there I go. See, this is why I can't even remember her name. I just remember that's what's
Wait, that wasn't her at all.
No, it wasn't her at all. But that's what's so brutal.
Wow.
That's what's so brutal about the moment for her getting this like opportunity to sing in the Super Bowl.
And then just gets
is that she gets the name of a more famous singer, in my personal opinion, because I know who Jhené. I know who Jhené Aiko is.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the actual singer,
right,
and I looked at the post making fun of NBC, and I still only had one name stick with me. So that's why NBC really kind of did the singer
that's dirty
wrong, and in that sense.
That sucks. Did you see everyone? First of all, everyone hating on the halftime show.
Were they making fun of 50 Cent?
50 Cent and Snoop Dogg for smoking a J beforehand. There's images of him like bent over in his costume, presumably beforehand, smoking something, and people are super upset about it. But
wow, people are upset about Snoop Dogg, the man who's literally represented weed for his entire career. They're surprised that he was puffing on a J before hitting stage.
Yeah.
Wow, that is. I mean,
what did you expect? Like, it's this guy's
Did you
forte.
hear the Pope is Catholic? Is that shocking to you too? My gosh, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like it's like obviously that's gonna happen. I mean, like what? And that's what was funny about hearing like, oh, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and then 50 Cent, the surprise guest. I was like, well, that's a sweet halftime show.
Oh yeah,
but
it was.
There are gonna be haters of the halftime show because, I mean,
but there is every year.
You don't really think of all those people when you think of them. You think of seeing a performance by them. You don't think of like, oh, some insane dance number, like, or some like crazy theatric pyrotechnic wild show, like the Lady Gagas do or like the Beyoncés do. You're not, so you think like, okay, wait, but it's just them rapping. How is that going to work? And it's either you're in it or you're not. Like, it's either the music means a lot to you or it doesn't.
Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
That's really what I think this halftime show was for the first in a while. They went with more what makes sense for the situation. Like, okay, it's a Super Bowl in Inglewood. Like,
come on.
have Snoop Dogg from Long
Yeah.
Beach, Dr.
Yeah.
Dre from Compton. It just make Kendrick Lamar from Compton. It just all makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So they went with that over the how do we get somebody who's going to entertain everybody.
Yeah, no, I feel that. And I really enjoyed this year's Super Bowl halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, though, to your point, I did miss a lot of the dancing. Like, I enjoy that, too.
I do. I also really like that. I do.
Who was last year? Do we know who last year was?
Well, I just remember the one that comes to my mind is The Weeknd. Was The Weeknd last year?
Was it The Weeknd and J-Lo? Am I thinking correctly?
Don't you remember The Weeknd had like a bunch of dancers with the masks on the field, and they were moving around, and he was like moving through them.
Yep.
Was that last year?
It wouldn't have been with J-Lo, though. I don't know. Anyways,
I think it was last year, but I'm not sure. They blur together.
That's also a great thing about halftime shows, or at least the Super Bowl halftime show, is they'll follow the person around. You know, I really like that when they're like going through a crowd or something. Like,
like the camera work with Kendrick when Kendrick came in.
Super
that
cool.
Was really cool.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, really artistic. Especially,
I love the memes with 50 Cent being upside down.
Dude, I think I sent you guys one.
You did where you're trying to plug your phone in without getting out of bed. And dude,
and it's like him, and he's
he's
doing this, and he's like all kind of red,
down.
you know?
Yeah, because he's hanging upside down. All the blood is going to his head.
I mean, I feel for him, honestly. I do.
But it was hilarious because when I saw you send that meme, I literally 10 minutes or an hour or so, whatever, before I saw that meme, I was doing the same thing.
Laughing at memes?
No, I was trying to. I was reaching out of my bed trying to grab the phone charger, and I was trying to do it without getting out of bed. You end up kind of doing what he's doing, where part of your body is hanging off, and you kind of feel like,
you're like trying to find the focal point of like, when am I gonna fall?
When am I gonna fall?
Actually?
Exactly. When am I actually gonna fall? And it's kind of a fun thing, you know.
It is. I can't do it anymore though. It's too the plug's too far away. It's way too far away. It's
I thought you were gonna say
fall off.
I thought you were gonna say I'm too old to fall now. I can't take those hits anymore.
I'm too fragile. I can't take the bed falls anymore. No, not at all.
Both quarterbacks in the game had bad looking injury moments. Stafford had the player roll over his ankle, and then Joe Burrow had his hurt knee get hit pretty hard.
I don't know if I saw
he was screaming on the ground, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, it's the Super Bowl, like you're gonna keep playing, and that's what was such a bummer about Odell Beckham Jr.'s injury, tearing his ACL, is that it was like, in a situation like, okay, it's the Super Bowl, even if you get injured in some way, like if you can still play, like you're still gonna play, like because it's the Super Bowl. It's like fuck it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But that Odell's injury, like as serious as a torn ACL is, that's something that you can't just say.
That's gonna take him a while.
You can't. Yeah, but you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna go back out there and do it. Yeah. So that's why it was kind of a bummer. But it's cool that he caught that first touchdown of the game, and
I mean, look at the stats that he put up just
in the playoffs.
Well, in the game too, it was like.
Oh, but like before he got injured.
Yeah. It was like one touchdown, 50-something yard. I don't know.
Yeah, he already had like 5 catches, each like 50 yards, a touchdown.
And he hadn't won a Super Bowl. That's his first Super Bowl.
That was his first Super Bowl. And the other thing that's interesting is that he's now a free agent.
Right.
Because like the Browns released him or something, and then he got picked up by the Rams, but the Rams picked up his contract with the Browns, and it was about to run out, and it did run out at the end of the season. So now he's a free agent with a torn ACL on a knee that he's already torn his ACL on. So he's like he's now torn his ACL twice, and so it's like,
how old is he now?
29. So he could potentially come, but it's one of the worst injuries in sports apparently.
An ACL,
a torn ACL. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. It's probably because there's a lot of stress, especially for football players.
Yeah. Basketball players, it's a really bad injury. Like Jamal Murray on the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Denver Nuggets. He's been out for over a year now.
Is he still out?
Oh, he's still out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still out. And the reason why Clay took so long to come back is because he had a ACL followed by an Achilles.
Right.
Which is just
I feel like, dude, those are 2 double whammies right there.
Yeah, that's boom boom. But he's playing really well right now.
Yeah,
actually.
But he was out for like 2 years now.
Over 2 years.
God, I can't even imagine. That's like your profession, and oh God.
Yeah, exactly. And you just can't.
Imagine being
doing nothing
in that moment right then and there.
Yeah.
And you realize you have this life-changing injury,
and
it's like the championship.
Yeah.
Dude, the emotions that must be going through your mind, what do you say about that? You
exactly.
know?
Also,
Do you know why? You know why OBJ had the I was gonna say it's a meme, but I haven't seen any memes about it. But I have seen the video again of him coming out after they've won, and his face is just he's like crying.
Oh yeah,
super
he's
hard.
yeah.
I feel him. Like I can't even make fun of him for it. You know, it's a funny face, but like you know,
It is.
I feel it.
Yeah,
It's just raw. He
I
didn't
remember
even
that.
care, you know,
It was the moment when we were all watching the game. It's like, oh, that's a meme. Like
Someone-
right
someone
when they
said that. I
won,
think
someone said
Michaela
that's a
said that. I
meme.
don't
Yeah. But that's what's interesting about the most emotional athletes, or at least the most emotional on the exterior, is they usually cry for the biggest wins and the biggest losses. You know what I mean? Like because like Aaron Donald was crying and thanking God when he won, and I remember, I think it was either last season or the season before when the Rams got knocked out of the playoffs. I remember him crying. And it's like the same again. It's like the.
Do you ever feel like
double-edged, same side of the coin?
Professional athletes are more in tune with their emotions? I feel like I see
in a way they might
professional athletes cry more than I would hear about it from like a normal person. You know, like when's the last time you've I don't know.
I cry a lot. I cry a lot. I cry.
But you can cry on command,
and I can also
But like, when's the last time you've? I mean, I don't want to call anyone out, but like, I don't know. When's the last time you've seen Scott cry? You know?
Yeah, exactly. No,
it's just like it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I know what you mean.
But I feel like I see athletes cry a lot just because it's so.
I think it's because they have a good control. Like you said, I like the idea of control over the emotions, and that they have, the spotlight on them.
Yeah.
And they have
pressure,
and they have to perform in front of thousands of people, millions of people on TV, and it's like, it's almost as if they use that pressure and they focus their emotion on being the best they can be when that pressure's on them. And then when the moment is over, either a win or a loss, it's like they're able to release all that emotion that they've been specifically focusing on winning.
Right.
So they've been just putting everything they got into winning and being the best they can because everybody's watching and a lot of people are counting on them. And once they either fail or succeed in that mission, it's like they can finally just let it all out. It's like a release for them. That's why I think a lot of them cry win or lose, because it's like it's finally, it's over.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I feel like you're just in the public eye too. I mean, like if your family member dies or something like that, and you have to talk about it on an interview.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, jeez.
Yeah.
Like, God, that must be so tough. I didn't even think about that until now. You feel like it just comes so second nature that you hear about these things where like, someone famous family member dies and they're talking about it, and I don't know, it's hard to put yourself in their shoes like that,
True.
And I would hate to be I'd hate to be a reporter, dude. Like asking these questions, having like fish kind of phrase them in a way that, maybe they'll answer it this way and then I can use it this way. It's just like, oh God, that sounds so toxic.
It's
Should
hard
I check on time?
to come up with good, let me check. It's hard to come up with good questions sometimes, because it's like often a question poses the idea that you don't know something. So it's hard to say a question to someone who, like when you question someone who knows something, it's hard sometimes to not be worried, like, they might think this sounds stupid, because I'm asking them something they know about. Yeah. They know about more of it than I do. And what if this question comes off as dumb to someone who knows about what I'm questioning? So immediately, like, that's where their job is hard as, reporters. Yeah. And that's why a lot of the times, like, these athletes get mad at stupid questions, or you yourself hear a stupid question. You're like, damn, what the fuck were they thinking asking that? But at the same time, it's kind of hard. Being a reporter and to come up.
Sure, it's a hard job.
To come up with questions that
are unique
and start a new storyline that isn't the same as 100 other storylines. Right.
Yeah. No, I saw a video recently of Bastian Schweinsteiger when he actually left. I forget what team he left. He might have left from Bayern Munich, but he came to Chicago Fire, which is a MLS team. And the reporter was asking him if now that he's at Chicago Fire, if they had a chance at winning the World Cup.
Yeah.
Which is an international competition, first of all.
For an MLS team.
For an MLS team.
Yeah, which is...
And it's funny because,
It's like asking the Lions if they're going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Well, but that's...
No,
different.
it is. It is, Ryan. It is.
No, it's not.
It's
the same league.
Is it mathematically... The question you're saying was posed in soccer. Is it technically possible for it to happen?
They don't even compete. The World Cup, Frank, is international. Chicago Fire's MLS.
Wait, a reporter asked a question that stupid?
Yes.
Oh my god! What are they doing? I didn't realize that.
It was.
Oh shit! What I thought you were saying is
MLS Cup. That's
I
what
thought
you're
there was
thinking.
some cup you were talking about. No,
No.
not even the MLS Cup. I just thought maybe there's a cup out there that takes like the best teams from the best leagues and puts them in a tournament and has them
MLS
play.
doesn't even compete in those competitions.
But there are competitions like that.
Well, there's the Champions League, which is like the best league in the world. It's like you have to win your league in Europe, and then
get
you
out of there,
and
then
you get put in a knockout. Well, groups and then knockout.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would it be technically possible for an MLS team to do so good that they get taken out of their league and put in the Champions League?
No,
Okay.
they don't compete. It's a European
It's
league.
it's strictly Europe. It's only strictly European countries.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Until they change the rules. There are competitions
Imagine
in
if there was
the
an
Americas like that,
Okay.
but they're not as high. They're not as of high stature.
Imagine if there was an MLS team good enough to change that rule.
I think
Where-
there are
where-
still.
where-
I
where
think that the MLS, some MLS teams would do okay.
Like the Champions League is like, man, this team is so popular and it draws so many eyes.
Mhm.
We want to get them in our league. Like that. That would be. I mean, I'm not saying that'll ever happen, but that would be pretty cool, right? For an MLS team to do that.
From a financial standpoint, it would really benefit the league and the owners of the league. And
Do you hear that?
is that thunder?
That's thunder, dude.
Is it gonna rain?
Well,
I hope you guys heard that.
Dude, it was raining.
Holy cow!
Right when I got onto Imperial Highway and I was about the halfway point between the Imperial Highway exit on the 91
It was raining.
and your house, got hit by you know that stretch of the Imperial Highway where you
So
pass the
hoping it
sign that
rains.
says "Welcome to Yorba Linda."
Yes. Yeah.
Right around there, it started raining so hard, like just
Wow.
like aggressive, like smacking the windshield. And then once I got into like the Yorba Linda town center, the Chili's, Jersey Mike's, everything that's right by you, in and out, the rain stopped.
Got you. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a new oven today, or at least they delivered our oven. We got it a while ago, and the guy is like, "Oh, I hope it doesn't rain today." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." Like, what's this guy talking about? Like, it's so sunny out right now. Now I understand why.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you looked at the weather, okay.
Oh yeah, that's totally normal. I don't do that.
Because I got the window here.
Whoa.
And I'm seeing light flashing through the.
Are you really?
Yes, I'm seeing.
You're
light
seeing lightning?
Yeah, I'm seeing light come through.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's no Christmas lights.
Yeah.
That's lightning.
Wow. I've never seen lightning here.
You know what?
That doesn't happen. I've only lived here for so long.
I love the fact that when I realized this trick, I was like, oh my god.
How much time
I'm
were you at?
set.
Sorry.
Oh, we can wrap up with this last point
Cool,
I'm making
cool.
here. It's like dessert and desert. The words are so similarly spelled, except dessert has 2 S's and desert has 1.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And the easy way to remember it is like you'd rather have more dessert than more desert. So you get 2 S's in dessert.
Good point. Never thought of that either.
And I remember as a kid being confused about, wait, I just heard rumbling from a storm. Is that thunder or is that lightning? Wait, I just saw a bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Is that thunder or lightning? I remember as a little kid, it's almost like, oh, which one's left, which one's right? And I remember coming up with it's so easy. Like you see light, So lightning is what you see with your eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then thunder is just the other one. So that's what you feel.
It's
like thunder doesn't have a trick, but the lightning has a trick. It's like light, so you see light.
Yeah,
so
it's like
that's
process of elimination.
Exactly. That's how you keep it separate.
You know why I was so confused as a kid is because I used to play Pokemon.
Yeah.
And there's 2 moves. There's Lightning Bolt, that was a Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
And there's also Thunder which is just basically light coming, like a lightning strike coming down from the sky.
They made it confusing. I think that's what confused me too. Is they both look like this.
Yeah,
like you're
like
both
thunder
seeing
should
the
be
same
a sound
thing.
wave that just
Yeah, it should be a
You
sound
know.
wave, but you're still seeing this basically a different animation, but the same idea on light. Like you're
It's
seeing
a
the same
lightning
animation
strike.
on both moves.
It's lightning is what
Yeah,
it is. It's
exactly.
not thunder. That's why I was so confused.
But that's
'cause,
the
you
funny
know,
thing about
I
like
thought
lightning strike.
everything about Pokemon was accurate.
That move, lightning strike, is much weaker than thunder.
Thunder's great. It just
Thunder's
didn't have.
Thunder's a strong move.
Thunder's a strong move, but it didn't have 100% accuracy.
No, it missed
I
sometimes.
think you were at 85.
Yeah,
85%. So
85%, but
rolling
I'm
the
pretty
dice.
sure you got like 100 damage.
It was like 120. Yeah.
And lightning strike is just like 50. It's like half.
Oh,
but-
I think it's stronger than that. It's gotta be like 90. No.
No, lightning strike is 50 or 60. That's an early electricity move.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know
but
that.
the thunder move I remember specifically has the giant bolt of electricity animation. It just kind of shakes your
Yeah.
Game Boy screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
What game we talking about? Ruby.
Oh, Ruby or Leaf Green. They both had similar thunder
Shout out,
animations.
shout out.
Yeah, because they were both a year apart.
Oh, have you heard of / played the new?
Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond.
No, there's a new one. There's
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
There you go.
I've played a little bit of it. I do have it. Yeah,
Is it cool?
it's pretty cool. Yeah, so it's like an RPG style. So
Wait, you have a Nintendo?
I have a Switch. I got the Lite,
Oh,
Yeah.
and you have the game.
and I got the game. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
it's pretty cool. It's like an RPG.
Some
so
people are saying it's the best game that they've ever made. True or false?
I'm too early into it. I'm still trying to beat the last Pokemon game they released. So I only just start. I'm
Got you.
too early. And all I've done is
Yeah.
All I've done is capture a Pokemon. You know, at the beginning of like every
Yes.
Pokemon game,
they
you
like
capture
walk
Pokemon.
you through with Professor. What's his
So
face?
the capturing
Yeah.
is different because it's an RPG.
Yeah.
You're moving around freely, and you go to
Yes.
like your items and you select Pokeball, and then like you have a Pokeball as like your weapon
And you gotta
almost,
aim it,
and you
kinda.
gotta aim it, and you like you see the Pokemon running, and you gotta throw it at the Pokemon.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's RPG style. Yeah.
Wow, it is pouring,
It is pouring.
right now.
So
All right, everyone.
there it is.
Time to wrap it up.
110 coming to an end. Thanks for listening, like and comment, subscribe, and we love you.
Like, comment, subscribe.
White
As
Claw
you said,
Wednesday.
please do.
Cheers. Peace out.
Cheers.